Today was another interesting day of player movement for Toronto FC, as first 2019 Super Draft pick Griffin Dorsey was placed on waivers. Dorsey wasn't showing signs of developing into a useful player for Toronto FC, so he was waived in order for his roster spot to be used to sign Dom Dwyer. Now, Dwyer is a familiar name in the MLS circuit. He's been in the league since 2012 and has amassed 81 goals in 195 regular season games. He played for Sporting Kansas City up until 2017, and midway through the 2017 season was sent to Orlando City SC, where he played for the remainder of the 2017, 2018, 19, and 2020 campaigns. Dwyer has been a consistent scorer in MLS, putting up 10 plus goals on 4 occasions and scoring a personal best 22 goals in 33 games in 2014. His last season with over 10 goals came in 2018 when he scored 13 for Orlando. Now, in terms of pedigree, he is a solid signing for Toronto FC. This is a guy who has a reputation of being a goal scorer in MLS, and right now TFC is having trouble scoring goals. We have Altidore regularly out injured. Akinola hasn't really come into being fully healthy yet this season, and Patrick Mullins is, well, he's Patrick Mullins. If you watch my channel, you know I'm not a fan. So adding Dom Dwyer is a great extra addition up front. He is, on paper, that should be the number 3 striker on this team behind Akinola and Altidore. The issues I have with Dom Dwyer there are 2 major ones. The first off is that he is currently 30 years old and is turning 31 in July. So this is a player whose better years are pretty obviously behind him. He had 13 goals in 2018, and then he followed up with 7 in 2019, which was his lowest ever in a full season in MLS. And then last season in 2020, he played 2 games and was out the rest of the season with a reoccurring knee injury, which required him to get knee surgery in the off-season. So we have a guy who spent all of last season injured pretty much, coming in fresh off of knee surgery. So really, he's like a mystery box at this point. We don't really know what we're gonna get from him. We could get a return to form Dom Dwyer, or we could get a continuously often injured Dom Dwyer. And the last thing Toronto FC needs right now is another continuously injured wrong side of 30 striker. The thing is, I'm finding it a little hard to get really excited about this signing because Dwyer kind of goes against the mentality that TFC was trying to build for them this season. This is another older, potentially injury-prone player who's past their prime. And this was a team that at the beginning of the season was talking about how they had to get younger, how they had to get faster, how they needed to get more intense. And Dwyer as a signing kind of goes against that mentality a little bit. And I guess the thing that I'm the most worried about is that it's going to take playtime away from Akinola, because I think Akinola's at a point of his career right now where he needs as much playtime to develop as he can get, because he has the opportunity to turn into something special. And if you have Dom Dwyer there and Josie Altidore there sucking minutes away from him, in the end, what are you really doing with Akinola? Because if you're selling him, you're lowering his sell value for yourself, and if you're keeping him, you're lowering his development and how much he can help you in the future. I know that it's kind of a stopgap player signing, but I feel like because it's a guy who has the reputation that Dwyer has, he might get played a bit more than another no-name player might in that same role. So if TFC plays Dom Dwyer like he's a third striker, and if he regains form and starts performing and we play him more, that's great. But if we come out right at the gap expecting him to be our number 1, number 2 striker, I'm not convinced that's really the play. And I mean, going into our game tomorrow, Altidore's healthy, apparently. But you know, as Altidore, he's going to get hurt again in 2 seconds. Akinola's healthy, Mullins is healthy, Dwyer's healthy. That's 4 strikers. So if Dom Dwyer becomes better Patrick Mullins, I'm all for that. If Dom Dwyer becomes a guy who's directly competing with Ayo Akinola for minutes and isn't performing at 2018 or prior Dom Dwyer levels, then this signing becomes a problem. So I'm not going to put too much judgment on this until I actually see how he's deployed, but just right off the bat, I'm like, I'm a Leafs fan, I'm getting Patrick Marleau flashbacks to when Mike Babcock had him out for 18 minutes in Game 7 against the Boston Bruins. So like, I'm kind of worried that Dom Dwyer is going to be sent in instead of Ayo Akinola, or be starting over Ayo Akinola in games that Akinola should be starting, or in moments that Akinola should be coming on. I hope that's not going to happen. I hope that's not the case. I hope the play the youth strategy ensues, at least in terms of Ayo Akinola, because I think that Ayo Akinola has a lot of potential and can really break out this season. But if Dom Dwyer comes in and starts scoring a bunch of goals, I'm going to eat my words here and say, yes, play him as much as possible. I'm just concerned that he's going to be kind of another Altidore situation where he's just kind of out and in a lot and doesn't really get a flow going. Dwyer can be a fantastic 65th, 70-minute substitute on a regular basis, but I don't think he should be starting game after game after game. I think he's well past that point in his career. So hopefully we deploy him properly. If not, things can get real ugly real fast. So that's my thoughts on this signing. I know it's rare that I'm very unoptimistic about a signing, but for some reason with this one, I don't know. This is like probably the first time really on this channel I've had a signing that I haven't been like, yeah, let's go with. So it's kind of interesting. Like, remember, even I was super excited about Edgar Akeche way back when, and look how that one turned out. I think the last time I was this unenthusiastic about something was the Jordan Hamilton for Patrick Mullins trade. And as you all know, I very much dislike Patrick Mullins on this team, and I kind of wish we still kept Jay Hams, who, I mean, his MLS career is now done because of that. Ripley and Fraser's MLS career too, probably. But, alas, Dom Dwyer is signed to Toronto FC. Man, I wish I was saying that in 2016. Anyways, that does it for this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.